This is Dr. Justina Agnieszka Chevalier. This is continuation of prior method, the one with the mirror in own room or own place, to establish sense of being existing separate from others in functionality and in own existence, and stabilize in self-perception, and establish that one is alone and independent from others as well as establish authorship of all of creations and possessions that are wanted. Next, it needs to be pointed out that all statements in the what it is that I make, that I adore, and I made establishment of clear I am the author of such and such work, and this is my creation for things like paintings, things like writings, things that will eradicate or undo hazing, Zen trainings, ego eradications, and also all of the perception that thoughts that one recognizes as own and self and such creations are attributed to own body, own thinking processes, and self. And also all of romantic relationships in which one was shadow of a man or a woman, or mother, father controlling superiors, or such supervisors, that all of that stops to be based on premises of being one with others, being empty vessels, nothing without someone, or being part of oneness, reduced to none. That includes God, being vessel or a container through which energies flow only, and all of such clearly differentiated because one exists and has a body, in pursuit of sense of existence, identity, and entitlement to being sovereign organism that does not form, such as a computer, any sort of branching like a potato, nor we form any sort of in need of batteries mechanism that switches off and needs to be recharged to lose sense of self, including a legal person. None of us. And all then of the thoughts are to be divided into, so that there's no confusion. In Zen presented monkey brain, be it brain of in hearing voices or such thoughts that are recognized as non-own, such vocabulary, nicknames derived from self-talk reflected in mind as colliding with own, as well as all of these inner thoughts that are reflections of self-talk of others and do not apply to self, as well as all of other persons' sources as conversations that are directed to one as part of the group or part of that person's connections, and also including animals as such, and label that as if it was a draft in which you are, with mirror and with observation, also recording of your voice, a recording on cameras, establishment that you exist, each of you. That takes between 1 day to up to 3 months to do so alone, and that is the way to go. The what, whenever it is that you are nothing with someone, or it is not you but your boss, or it is not you but God doing so, or this is a result of liking or disliking or somebody else's work, all of this needs to go, and you need to re-establish appropriation and a sense of self-responsibility, pleasurable one, in the how and in the what I am doing that is mine and I adore, in stable sense of satisfaction, and what I do that I also see, such as voice, expressions, and others, that I adore, recognize as own and as self at all times. And that practice that until quiet mind is present, and also you do not any longer hear voices or have tics or actions by similarity or resemblance similar to others. It may not happen, it may take more time than 6 months. It may never happen if you are a person who performs high risk activities alone requiring mindfulness, or you require to work in units or groups. But it will happen to forming your personal autonomous space clearly marked as own self and own possessions and own activities that you will be able now to regain touch with and to restore and wave off at will. Next exercise is called list of likes and dislikes. No, list of likes and loves. No dislikes. The list of likes and loves of your own, divided into on a spreadsheet, piece of paper or computer, iPad and whatever, in the following: what foods I like the most, what luxuries, big alcohol, cigarettes, drugs and or beverages that are non-necessary, I like and love the most, based on past memory of sensory perceptions most consistent with maximum satisfaction. I like Tantra. Maximum satisfaction means overwhelming cacophony of senses and satisfaction. 4 food, 4 beverages, then also 4 clothes, colors, decoration, and based on sensory perception, hearing, sense of smells, so smells and scents, sight, touch, taste, sense of movement, so movement activities as well, sense of pleasure against touch, so clothes, sense of also being in harmony or satisfaction, feeling graceful as activity, feeling powerful as activity, and in what also the same type of possessions and preferred possessions like vehicles or means of transportation, and make list until that list consists of only by you remember in disregard of likes and loves of such occurrence as your likes and loves, and in disregard of the appreciation by these likes and criticism of others, list of yours that you can then in the next part, when that is done, write it down, rewrite as many times as possible. You can now corroborate with trying those things, which is the third exercise, and trying those things has to meet with consistently maximum identified as own, based on own judgment, pleasure per each item, while all items that are judged as the best but in real experience are not, and all items that are judged as a bit worse but then post judged as better because of social imagination and visioning of self, are to be prioritized as less important. That list, when you are finished with it, may need in assistance following services. Listen to me carefully: regression hypnosis to remember such experiences. For instance, sense of white chocolate. If you love white chocolate, you remember white chocolate you got. May need also regression Freudian therapy, in which someone will help you by listening to record and remember best memories. Remember, not traumas, likes and loves, true to reality. And then it needs to be per obtention of all of the memories. Once you have those, The therapy is over, so per task establish a fee for those providers and declare what the purpose is, as I'm stating. This is then to have these things purchased or have someone purchase them for you, and first self, without creating any sort of dependence, obtention of these items and trying them to corroborate it at least once again that it is so consistently. For instance, when I go to Starbucks, that's an example, I always prefer, no matter where I am, double shot of espresso. Espresso macchiato from that place, or espresso, the black one, is for me the best. And and this is consistently so. I may drink other coffees, I may feel like other coffees, I may have hundreds of those espressos and saturate with it. I still, next time I go, when that, even heartburn goes away, I still would choose that double shot espresso in Starbucks. Why? Because I prefer it. Now, if I take the double shot of espresso and take, for instance, Nespresso from that machine for Nespresso, I have doubts, Nespresso or Starbucks. See, those kind of things need to be resolved so that you know which one is the best and preferred one. What it is for? This is to have that list in your pocket and have, when you are again asked for tasks of high performance, where that mindfulness and concentration is required, or asked to share, compromise, sense of self and likes and loves of own to benefit another, or in life risk, being threatened if such is pursued, then when you lose again sense of having identifiable by as own, as self, judgment and sense of identity, you pull it out of that list and you take any random item from it, and you having it will regain immediately memory and sensory perception of existing, being self, and being also capable of such discriminative judgment to all the new presented items. This is no rigidity, it is just something to build on every second of your life. Now, that it may be that you like someone as much as someone else, the same item, or it may be that the same item creates aversion, strong aversion in another person. Remember that it needs to be such that even if person says you are disgusting, I hate you, this is so bad, that you never are capable anymore blaming you into not pursuing own like and love, because it is a common psychological torture to eradicate your sense of self and in fact promote suicide in some cases. And in works such as correctional facilities, with persons who struggle with a non-imposition of power towards others, in persons who feel entitled and who are also children who are by society enforced to be as such, this is crucial that you have such at all times. I hope that we are clear on that. Next video will be about list of likes and loves. Remember, there's another thing that list needs to contain. It needs to be that nothing in making of that item was deprived of life or suffered. And also, it was not created at the expense of suffering or deprivation of life, because otherwise it will create this joy in bouts in which you will start doubting. Oh gosh, chicken soup, the chicken is killed, it is really disgusting. The childhood perception and empathy. And then that list will be conditional. So reduce that list to something that is bulletproof, like in all circumstances. Then go get those items, purchase them, and try them to verify it is so in a tantric way. If I take all of these, for instance, coffees, I still, even vomiting, so next time I will go with the same coffee because I adore it. And this is how my senses tell me that this is my favorite. Same for food, same for clothes, for colors, decorations, or activities. Purchase, elaborated, reduced to bulletproof minimum, and keep it with self, and keep it also as items at all times.